Relationships, every kind of relationship in your life, in your whole life, impacts your health, your happiness, and your well-being. Hi, I'm Reverend Allie Bierman, and I'm so glad you're joining us here today for Let's Get Metaphysical show, where we show you how to uncover all the invisible forces driving your choices and your actions in every moment. Let's get back on topic. For 28 years, I've been working with people with the focus that I discovered very, very early. Every relationship experience you have in your life, every single one, in your awareness, out of your awareness, they all get registered in your body, mind, spirit. They cause energy blocks. They're out of your awareness. And no matter what's going on all across your life, because those blocks are there, well, when they're causing an energy block, that's going to cause a pain, emotional, physical, or spiritual. And until they are released, you're going to be suffering in one or more areas of your life. Maybe it's health, maybe it's emotional health, physical health, spiritual disconnects. Maybe it's something physical. You've probably heard from lots of people, if something's wrong in your body, there's a cause that's coming from your emotional center. Let me give you a couple of examples to drive this home. When people would come to me, I'd work only with energy and very quickly. So I had a gentleman come to me, and he has such terrible pain in his jaw. His TMJ was so badly out of joint that whenever he opened his mouth, it was loud. You could hear it. I could hear it. And it was painful for him. For 3 hours, we worked on clearing relationship issues that were stuck inside that he didn't know they were stuck inside. And after those 3 hours, everything was clear and his jaw was in alignment and the pain was gone. One really, really bold example was Cheryl, who came to me. She attended one of my classes and volunteered for, I like to do energy demonstrations. And one thing I do is have people show me a yes, show me a no. And when they're not able to show a yes, then I will ask them to focus on something that lets them feel happy. Well, no matter what I suggested, she could not remember one instance in her whole life where she'd been happy. So after the class was over and she realized how very unhappy she was, she made an appointment. We started working together. She had issues with her adult son who lived very, very, very far away from her. And the relationship had disintegrated to the point they couldn't even talk on the phone. After our first session, and no, the session isn't her looking for incidents. It's her body, mind, spirit saying, we have a problem here. There's an energy block here. And what's it about? And her spirit tells us exactly the subject that's causing that specific block. So after the first session, which ran 3 hours, which is kind of unusual for my sessions to run that long. However, I'd never, ever met anybody who couldn't remember a single time in a lifetime when they were happy. And in fact, every session I ran with her lasted 3 hours. But here are the results we got. After the first session, she called me the next day and she was just about bubbling over. She was so happy. She said, I've never felt like this in my life. People are noticing that I'm happy. That was after 3 hours. We cleared a lot of emotional messes that she didn't know were there, that there was no way she could figure out were there, so she didn't know how to clear them. After our second session, Cheryl called me to say, my son called and we're all good now and our relationship is all happy and constructive now. Again, a whole bunch of stuck relationship incidents were cleared from her body, mind, spirit, because, yeah, they store in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. And then after the third session, I didn't know, but she called me after the third session to tell me the man who had been harassing her at work for 3 years, she had filed a lawsuit. Nothing came out in her favor. She called to let me know he just stopped bothering her. Not only that, but after she didn't have to have a concern about being harassed anymore, he transferred to another division. Things like that happen when relationship issues get cleared. Here's some other kinds of things. One of my specialties was clearing candida. And candida, it starts as the yeast infection, but when it doesn't get cleared that way, it turns into a fungus that can go throughout your body and become extremely dangerous, as in health threatening. I had two women, they were in their 40s at the time, didn't know each other, had very different lifestyles. Both of them in going through so that the relationship issues would show up. Both of them, it showed up beginning, and it's never just one block. It takes a whole bunch of blocks in different meridians, in different chakras, in different centers in your physical, emotional, and spiritual body. So these two women both had their series of issues that eventually erupted as candida. Both started in utero. They weren't even born yet. One in the first trimester and the other in the third trimester. So that was the beginning of that blocked issues just piling up, piling up, piling up. I said they were in their 40s. There were a lot of issues we had to clear. Another very vivid client that I had came to me, and they'd been to all kinds of holistic doctors and to Ayurveda, and nobody was able to help. She also had candida, but to the point that she couldn't control. She was constantly releasing not very pleasant gas. That's the second time I had to ask the universe to work with me so I could turn off. I have a very keen sense of smell. So I could turn that off so I could be in the room with her and work with her. Now, the other times when I had to turn off my sense of smell was heavy smokers. If you know a heavy smoker, you know you don't want to be in the same room with them because it just reeks. It comes right up through their skin. Anyway, I worked with her and we got rid of everything that was blocking her. And she was so grateful when she finished. And I asked her husband, or her husband asked me, how much did he owe me? And I told him my usual fee. And he wrote a check for a whole lot more than that. He was very grateful that she was well and that he didn't have to deal with the external experience of what was happening for her. In fact, after she went home, she called me the next day and thanked me again and asked if I could share, like advertise for me all over the place. And I've never done advertising, not even, well, I guess word of mouth. Anyway, I told her I'm fine. That's how critical the issues are that get blocked. And I one time had somebody where the issues began, the start, they came into the lifetime with it. So you might have some doubts about reincarnation, and maybe you've heard my talk about how I believe reincarnation works. But the fact is, only one person out of hundreds came into the lifetime, starting their blocked issues with one from a previous lifetime. If somebody tells you, you don't have to worry about what happened in your past, well, trying to figure out your experiences, trying to go talk about it, it's not reaching all the whole series that happened over the lifetime out of your awareness. That's why you can go for something and go back again and go back again. And it doesn't clear because you need to clear the complete series of blocked issues. And then you need to close the energy and to put in boundaries so the person cannot undo the gains made, because if you've ever experienced clearing something, physical, emotional, spiritual, your body, mind, spirit's going to fight back. It's actually a paradigm, and it's going to try to get you back to how you were. They don't want any changes, and your family is definitely going to want you back the way they were. Why? Why do you think? If you change, they have to change if they want to stay in relationship with you, or they have to leave. So want to make sure to put that in place. And the last thing I do is I actually put a program into their whole body, mind, spirit to erase the previous programming that had messed up what was going on and replace it with healthy new programs for full and optimal functioning. And I actually program that right into their brain, to their consciousness and their subconsciousness. If something's bothering you and you're not able to get over it, there's a reason. There's a whole bunch of reasons. So you want to get help from somebody who knows how to work energetically, because they're all energy blocks in there. And the only way to heal is to get rid of them, actually dissolve the blocks. Now, you may have noticed this looks like a Band-Aid here. And what it actually is, it's a patch that allows my body to take the glutathione already in there. Glutathione's antioxidant by over 300%, and that's shown in clinical studies. I was having an extremely stressful couple of weeks. Some really bad stuff happened, and the stress overwhelmed me to the point that my body broke out in a horrendous rash, like from all the way up at my hairline, all the way down to my legs. And nothing helped, and nothing helped. And then I said, oh, I know. My body has everything it needs. It just needs a little bit more help. And this patch tells my body, yo, wake up and release the extra glutathione needed. And because I had such very traumatic incidents happening all at once, I then grabbed another one. It looks the same, but it has a different makeup of amino acids, so it reflects different light into my body. It's called an Eon patch, and it let me calm down. So between those two patches, I could calm down. I didn't need to freak out anymore. And I could also have my body finally start healing. Itching stopped, so I could finally sleep at night. You know that suffering is optional and pain is optional, no matter what kind of pain it is. So you contact me and I'll show you how you can escape from being upset or hurting or confused, whatever's going on that's not supposed to be going on, because you're here to enjoy your life. And by the way, that's I-N, capital J-O-Y, one word, enjoy your life. Because you don't experience anything outside of your body. It all gets experienced within. Again, I'm Reverend Allie Bierman, and you're here with us today for Let's Get Metaphysical show. And remember to join our Facebook group, where you can get anything extra that I put in there. And you can also listen to or watch any episode on our show website. Now, Audible has something very special for you. It's a gift where you can go in for 30 days. You have a free trial to explore all over the place. And there's stuff in there. It's not available anyplace else. Like, I found some really excellent podcasts. I have close to 200 books from there. I like to listen to books. And then when I want to take notes on them, then I'll buy the print copy. So when you follow my link, you'll be able to take advantage of that free 30-day trial. Download the audiobook of your choice. If you're looking for some extra attention or some material that I do not share anyplace else, join our membership site at alitlc.club. I thank you for being here again today and look forward to being here with you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Let's Get Metaphysical show. Be sure to click the check mark and follow us so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, I appreciate you leaving a rating, a review, and be sure to share it with 2 friends. Tune in every Monday for more exciting insights and wisdom on life beyond your 5 senses. Until next time, take a small step in a new direction and start now.